Hi, right. Welcome on in. Greetings, Afterlifers. Welcome on in. Yes, we're taking part in a raid train event today, and today it's called the Gluttony Raid Train event, the After Pride celebrations. As I said on the last day of Pride Month is every month, 12 months out of the year, every day, 24/7, and all the things. Well, hello, everybody. And we are also raising money for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network because not only is this Wrath Month, as many LGBT to SL LGBTQIA plus individuals recognize, this is also Disability Pride Month in July. And we are raising money for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network because it's Disability Pride Month. Give me just a moment here. And today we are going to be playing What Remains of Edith Finch, one of my favorite games of all time, the game that got me to fall in love with the indie gaming side of the video game industry. And yeah, so we're just going to take care of this, do that. Are we good? Fan freaking tastic. And then let's kind of like push it a bit. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's get this out of the way. But I'm hoping everyone's having a great Friday. The schedule will go live tomorrow, and then in the third week of July, as I predicted, they gave me an additional day, which is great, which is awesome. Helps pay the bills, keeps the lights on. For that, it'll be a 3-day. But hey, we have Wednesdays off, so yes, Darkest Dungeon will return next week. And then we'll start Ace Combat on Tuesday because I got the 2 days wrong. Whoopsies. I do apologize. So I do apologize. That's what I get for over like expectations. Okay, I am turning that down. If you see the ad, there it is. This game, so a bit of history with What Remains of Edith Finch. I actually discovered this game by accident through a PlayStation Store sale. Either it was a PlayStation Store sale or a PlayStation Plus free game, and it was cheap, and I was just like, okay, I might as well grab it. I beat it in one sitting, and I absolutely fell in love with this game. Now, I didn't have a concept of what indie games were. I thought all video games were the same, basically. It was just like, oh, there's the higher budget studios and the low budget studios, but there was like no separation of like, okay, here's the AAA industry, here's the AA industry, and here's the indie industry, right? So I had no concept of this. Until I looked further into this game and the developers, and it turned out that yeah, they are a indie developer, and I was like, what is that? I want to know what that is. And it was a completely separate arm of the video game industry, and well, I fell in love with it. So we're playing this game today because it is one of my favorite games of all time. Nothing really comes close, really, to the beauty of this game for me, and what it did. We're turning that on. We're turning that on. There you go. Edith Finch. Okay.
lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Doing good, thank you. Hope you're having a good Friday, Rye.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Nice.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Hello, friend. Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. I am your autistic, non-binary, pan-vampire VTuber, Nixville, who plays variety. I also use my channel and platform to advocate for neurodiversity, mental health, queer folk, and inclusive marginalized folk in the space. And I am playing one of my favorite video games of all time, What Remains of Edith Finch. A very beautiful indie game. Absolutely recommend it. Welcome on in, everybody. We are also raising money for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, because while July is recognized as Wrath Month for the queer community, it's also Disability Pride Month for the disabled community as well. So happy Disability Pride Month to all the disabled individuals, whether you have physical disabilities, neurological, intellectual disabilities, sensory disabilities, psychiatric disabilities, and so on and so forth. Hi. Gamer Network, hello. I love this game. Source Sour Cake, hello. Squidward, love the name. Reb Kulos, hello. Ben's Rob, hello. Linus, is that how you say your name? Is that how you pronounce your name? Timberfangs, hello. Let me have to slap out the donation. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. Last month we also did charity for the Trans Lifeline, because trans rights are human rights, and we will probably revisit the Trans Lifeline charity later this year. But this month we are going to be raising money for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, the Alzheimer's Association, and To Write Love Our Arms as well. Again, this is while this is Wrath Month, it is also recognized as Disability Pride Month, For those who want to know, like, wait a minute, there's a Disability Pride Month. So Disability Pride Month started in 2015 to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the signing of the Americans with Disability Act, otherwise known as the ADA, on July 26, 1990. And while Pride Month, which is in June, is celebrate loud and proud, and glamorous, Disability Pride Month is more mute and more quieter. We use this month to educate, to advocate, to uplift disabilities, from all walks of life with disabilities. You can find love, you can write a poem, you can hold a job, you can do all the amazing things you can. Let nobody tell you otherwise. I actually identified this year and I loved getting to hang out here last year and seeing you doing charity stuff. I'm really a little heart happy. Hell yeah, trans rights are human rights. Yes! Yes, and thank you so much. Again, let me give you a follow. Let me give you a follow. Let me give you a follow. I thought I was following you, but apparently Twitch be twitching. Boop. But yeah, we also do we're also gonna be raising money we also raise money for St. Jude as well, which is in November and December, because it's my favorite time of the year to do that charity, especially for the children of St. Jude's Research Children's Hospital. And yeah, we just do a lot of charity here. Starting from May, which is we raise money for the Lupus Foundation of America, all the way through December. I think August is like a small break period, but no, we go on this charity train from May 1st to December 31st. So yes, so what Remains of Edith Finch? For those who want to know the story about this game, I kind of did a little intro earlier about this game before the raid came in. What Remains of Edith Finch is the game that was responsible for my love of the indie gaming scene in the video game industry. Funny enough, I got this game from a PlayStation Store sale, either that or it was a free game on PlayStation Plus, and I didn't know what to make of it. Absolutely didn't know what to make of it. Beat it in one night, one sitting. Absolutely fell in love with it, and I wanted to know more about this game. I'm like, who's Giant Sparrow? What is this concept of indie game developer? Because I thought all developers were the same. From the AAA, I thought there was no such thing. I didn't have a concept of what the AAA industry was, or the AA industry, if there is such a thing, and then the indie gaming industry. I didn't have an idea that there were layers and layers within the video game industry. Because of this game, now I recognize that. So, Giant Sparrow, thank you so much for this incredible, beautiful game, and support your indie game developers, support physical media. That's all I have to say about what's going on lately this week. Okay, wait, we were supposed to, I think we're supposed to go into the basement because the front door is locked.
I hope the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
The basement. That part I remember. This isn't a horror game. This is a story-driven walking sim game. Not much more I'm gonna say about that, because, again, I think everybody should play this game, in my humble opinion. Especially if you love indie games. Or beautiful story-driven games. Hello?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
But, raiders, if you gotta go take care of posting stuff, I totally get it, totally understand. Thank you for bringing the raid over. Self-care is best care. We will be playing this today.
Turned off the night we left.
And the schedule for next week will go live.
For the first time in years. I felt like I was home. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
If I remember each key... Okay, so you have to go upstairs.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Yeah.
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Huh? We found our first room. Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Okay.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Here we go. Okay. This is the part that's always gets me confused because I know there's a certain rhythm and pattern. Oh, here we go.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Until now. Yep, and that's how we're gonna get into the rooms.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
All right.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Alright, first story. Molly. Okay. Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
This is the horror game if you don't like heights. Yeah, there's some, you know, obviously, you know, trigger warnings for folks in the chat, because this game does really go into some heavy topics.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seeds. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, and I moved real quiet. so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Today's all amazing with your stream in the background, of course. Yeah, and you enjoy your foods. Foods are important.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure
Hello,
if I
Mr.
believed
Steve.
all of
Welcome
that,
on in.
but I'm sure Edie would have.
The beard is raining. Ah, the beard is raining. Hello, everybody. I am your autistic, non-binary pan vampire VTuber, Nixville, who plays variety. I also use my channel and platform to advocate for neurodiversity, mental health, queer folk, and other inclusive marginalized folk within the space. And today we're playing What Remains of Edith Finch, one of my favorite games of all time. And I'm also raising money for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network for Disability Pride Month, because July is Disability Pride Month. Anna, hello. Lord Minter, hello. Mr. Steve, hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. Let me... You were playing Marvel Rivals. Hope you had some great matches. Let me get the donation link there. Bam. But yes, we are taking part in the Gluttony Pride Raid Train event. For those who don't know, July is the sort of after-party wrath month for the 2SL LGBTQIA+ community. So we used, while the queer community celebrates that, July is also Disability Pride Month because, yeah, Disability is Pride, this month is Disability Pride Month. I twisted their arm and made them raid into the train. Hannah. We got it here by Hannah because of that. Aw, thank you, Hannah. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. But yes, What Remains of Edith Finch is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It is the game responsible for my falling in love with the indie developers that we see today. And we're playing that as part of this event. Now we're on the Choo Choo. Colors for Days! Love the name. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. But yes, what also this channel does too is that we do, starting from May all the way to December, we do a lot of charities here. May we kick things off with the Lupus Foundation of America through an event called Go Tell, Game On to End Lupus. And then June, we raised money for Trans Lifeline because trans rights are human rights. And in July, we're raising money for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, for the Alzheimer's Association, and also to Right Lover Arms. And then later this year, we'll be raising money for St. Jude, for St. Jude's Research Children's Hospital. And yeah, we do plenty of charities here. Plenty of charities.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
But yes, Mr. Steve and Raiders, if you gotta go take care of post-stream stuff, I totally get
spent
it.
a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
I totally get it, totally understand. Thank you for bringing the raid over. Self-care is best care.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Forest fire.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum.
Odin Finch.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Okay. Okay, I take it. No. There's more to this. There's more to this room.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Okay. Calvin Finch.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Okay, now we're in the brothers' room. Yep, Calvin and Sam.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Calvin.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, And he did.
Motion sickness alert, by the way, people.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Maybe crazy? Yeah.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Okay. So this
After
room.
the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Okay. So this way then. Open the book.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Barbara's room.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
I thought so. No. I know what's coming. I know what that music is. No, you can't fool me. No. I've watched
She found
Halloween.
Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Not this way. Okay.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
The reason I turn off the music is because that's copyright music. It's from the Halloween movies.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and... was speechless. He was quite smashing. And who he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Okay.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but All she heard was...
Hey, Jimmy, welcome on in.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Oh my god. No,
She
it's
saw
not.
what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I
Thank you for the follow.
hear
All follows are
Barbara
anonymous.
was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh my god. Okay, now I can restore the music. Poor Barbara.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay. So we come back out here, and the comic gave us another.
I guess now I know why Mom
passage.
didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah. I'm gonna be on RuneScape. You have fun with RuneScape, my friend. There we go. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. Okay. Sven. Okay, so Sven's story now.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
It's another passage. Yep.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
The ladder's right there. Okay.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
It's a passage right here. Yeah.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Divorce contract.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Hold on, sweetie.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
And that is game. Wow. Wow. Ugh. I mean, you know, I'll keep saying it. What Remains of Edith Finch is probably one of. It's an incredible, heartbreaking story. And I am so glad that I got a chance to finally play it again after so many years. I think it was like 2015, 2016 when like late 2010s I discovered this game by accident. It's been years. Oh, now all the achievements are catching up. But oh, we missed Gus. I thought we missed one. I was like, huh, there was one more story we missed. Yeah, replay this one. Because I think this one. So it was in this room as well.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry.
Okay. Just to finish this out.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Yeah,
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Inside the tent. Oh, there it is.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
When I edit this
The thunder
VOD,
sounded much
this
too
part will
close
be
and full of
included
angry power.
before the ending.
But all my father said to this was, make the music louder. I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Jeez.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Alright, cool. We finished all the stories. I love that the developers gave you the option. But yeah, so when I edit this VOD, that story will be included alongside Gregory's story. So there'll be a much better flow. But yeah, what remains of Edith Finch? I am glad that I gave this game an incredible once more. And let's see. Oh yeah, just little achievements here and there. Okay, so let me do this real quick. We might have time for Ace Combat. We might. 3 minutes left, so let's see here. And that will be game 204 completed. Okay, so let me change the game here. Okay. Then there we go. There you go. Then I will switch over to Ace Combat 7. If we're in the middle of a mission, then screw it. Well, crap. Of course it hooked onto the wrong monitor. Of course it did. Of course it did. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And then, as I mentioned before, the DLCs will be played as a YouTube video, so that way we can just not have to standard English. I wonder, does it go straight to the game? No, it doesn't. It doesn't go straight to the game. Okay, I'm glad it doesn't go straight to the game, because there you go. There you go. Then there you go. Yeah, please turn off motion blur. I can go a little. I can go high, but not too high. Okay, cool. All right, let's do this. Ace combat controls. Okay, it should be good.
know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the
I forgot
last
to
war.
switch the game audio. My
Some of
fault.
them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. So, I flew up. Straight up. Through the clouds. Higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osia's fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Crap. You should have been wearing a vest with you, piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Yuzha as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Yuzhan ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Grays Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. What? How is that possible? The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured! Scramble! All units! Take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base! This is not a drill!
Let's do... You know, let's do something... Let's do something basic first.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many. Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway.
Mage 2, trigger.
Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
Okay, well... Give me the clearance to go.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. Your situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Control, do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Hear that? Column Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off and form up with Mage 1. Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit.
Okay, fly option, fly system, control.
Mage.
Okay, no, that isn't it. Inverted.
2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this.
Okay.
Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Golem 4, understood.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Welcome. Trigger, I'm your wingman. You fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy bombers. Okay, here we go. Looks like bombers have been located. It's showtime, Trigger. Let's see if you can handle the spotlight. You're a good pilot, or so I told him. I had to fill an empty spot, so play along.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Okay. Yeah, no, I see. I see the issue. No, normal.
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy. There it is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken. They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts form up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Mage 2, Fox 2.
Come on.
Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target. Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2. Mage 2, target's in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet. Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Mage 2, walking. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece. Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Oh, there, Trigger, settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
Golem, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups.
You know what, let me add the last ad break. And then...
Are there any drones? Verify.
And then...
Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. UAVs, we can't tell them apart.
About 10 minutes left. I think we can finish this mission. I don't think nothing big happens in this mission. I mean, it's only the first mission.
Enemies locked on.
You're low on special weaponry.
Yeah.
The clouds are blocking my vision.
1 remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this. Hesitating for a split second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
Yeah, I know ammunition 0.
To Golem and Mage, job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Hey, there we go. Nice.
Good going, Mage 2. Flight Commander looks like he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Golem Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones? What's the deal with all the drones? Golem 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
I am Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You have our thanks.
Cool. Cool. Alright. Cool. Just in time too. Alright, thank you to everybody for the stream today. Also thank you to for Mr. Steve for the raid, as well as Linus for the raid as well, and for the follows. Like I said, we will edit this VOD down for Remains of Edith Finch to make it more better than what we did earlier, and then we'll continue with Ace Combat 7 on Tuesday. Mission 1 will be spliced into that VOD for Tuesday. And yeah, so and also expect the DLC missions to be a part of the the thing, the YouTube. Yes. Anyways, okay, so let's. Okay, let me unplug my controller real quick. Then let's go raid into the next target. Well, once Imageru gets back. And then when she gets back, then we will start the raid. Schedule will go live for next week, and then as I mentioned too, we as we're getting closer and closer into the fall period, kind of expect the schedule to get a little bit hectic, but we'll still try to do commit to streams and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So let us start the raid now. Boop. Here's the raid commands, the socials, the YouTube channel, and yeah, let's go say hello to Imageru. Imageru, who is currently playing Final Fantasy X. And I will be back on Tuesday for more Ace Combat 7 as we continue Ace Combat 7, as we push Ace Combat 7, as we prepare for Ace Combat 8, which will be October. That may probably be the birthday game. I may have to hold that one off all the way until the 22nd, but hey, I can wait. I can wait. But yes, let's go say hello to a member of many stream teams that we are both a part of, and I will see you all on Tuesday. Oop, I will see you all on Tuesday. You all have a good time zone. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and see you next time. Bye-bye. I actually use this raid command. Oopsies. Use this raid command. Boop. Use this raid command, and then we will go say hello to Imageru. Sorry, Imageru. Sorry, totally blinked out there for a second.